So as I mentioned before, there's going to be times where I just talk about games like something going on like recently with Rockstar, and just, man, that delay still kind of hits. I'm not gonna lie. I'm okay with it because we've been blessed this year with seeing the potential of where we can get to with all these releases of games that came out this year. And so next year is just probably and hopefully can be even bigger and better, right? But that still don't mean that Rockstar, pulling the curtain on it and hitting with another delay for an extra 6 months didn't pinch a nerve. Because for one, it would have came out in the beginning of the year. It would have cooked throughout the whole year for content purposes. People really having a ball creating the most insane mods or whatever the case. Well, if it's only for console, then it would have just been like GTA Onlines of it, their little version of whatever RP mechanics they would have included for the online. Of course, with the single player, just exploring worlds, man, doing so much. So this would have been a great, addition to the beginning of 2026. Well, that's not the case. And with speaking on that, I kind of want to bring back just whenever there's something major going on, and there's another situation going on with Rockstar. Well, basically, Dan Houser, who I believe left Rockstar back in 2020. For those who don't know, Rockstar, Dan Houser is really one of the building blocks of some of the greatest games that we've ever played. Like, seriously, he, for one, him and his brother Sam Houser was one of the founders of he was a co-founder of Rockstar, him and his brother Sam, and he was one of the writers for the majority of their games. Like, him leaving Rockstar was a big hit, but also for various of reasons, I think that Mind's Eye game I think he worked on that. Yeah, right. Like, him working on that game, and that game was a NFT. So whatever route he kind of went into with that, yeah, that was a big bug, but still Dan Houser's like a legend in this, man. He's honestly the way I'm gonna read off some of the games he worked on, because when we get to this topic, which I'll put on screen or maybe like in the comment section, the reaction that we're about to watch of him speaking on what was today's video topic, Agent, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But Dan Houser wrote and voice acted and produced a lot of our favorite games. One, he started the GTA series with his brother. So Grand Theft Auto London, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Smuggler's Run. He did Grand Theft Auto Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City, Vice City, Bully, GTA 4, Midnight Club, Los Angeles. He did The Lost and Damned, China Wars, Chinatown Wars, The Ballad of Gay Tony, Red Dead Redemption. You guys, you hearing this, right? LA Noire, Max Payne 3, Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead 2, Red Dead Online, which, he was executive producer and writer. Like, dog, like he worked on so many games. This guy is top dog right now, which is why I guess the position that he put himself in with being able to leave and then work on a project that he did and having the money and the backing that he did. Yes, but the game ultimately failed, aka Mind's Eye. But he just recently did a interview and he never shows his face, bro. Again, this is for the nerds out here, man. He never shows his face. He don't just be out here talking. No, he be in the back rooms and shit doing his thing. Honestly, he like the Vince McMahon without the allegations, man. He really a legend, this motherfucker. Like, I ain't gonna lie, wrestling been kind of shit. Vince really was cooking years ago. Whatever, bad analogy. But we've all been wondering and speculating what the hell happened to Agent. And for those that don't know, it was supposed to be a spy action thriller game, so to speak, right? Like, in the sense of like think of like Max Payne meets a thriller, but open world. Like, we just didn't have as much details. That game got put in the back burner. A Bully Remaster got put in the back burner. GTA 4 got put in the back burner. So many games got put in the back burner due to, like, not only just GTA 5 and what we speculated on and what we assumed was that GTA 5 kind of was the cause of the madness, basically. Is the reason why we didn't get half the shit that we didn't get, because GTA 5 lasted 10 years or so, whatever, right? Or 12. Well, Dan Houser speaks to a gentleman from, I think it's Lex Clips. Let me go ahead and get that open. Lex Clips, shout out to Lex Clips, and was able to get an interview going with him. And this is why Agent Spy game was never finished. And pretty much he tells people they were working on the game, but didn't have a real model for it. Like, they tried so many different ways to put that game out. Now, granted, yes, you have Grand Theft Auto, an open world theft action, extreme action with great story, character development. Then you have Max Payne. Max Payne, after they took over and started going crazy with Max Payne and like even Max Payne 3 and just going in that route too, it's basically like an ex-cop or a cop that was framed with his family, and then the story progresses even more. And all the other games, Red Dead, how different can you make this Agent game? Which I think it could have definitely worked. In my opinion, I thought this agent game was going to be on some Splinter Cell Blacklist mixed with like their grittiness of their storytelling. But no, he just basically said they tried 5 different ways and it just never worked. Like, how can y'all not get that to work? You done so much shit, but you didn't get this to work. It confuses me. I'm baffled at the fact that the agent game never came out. And like, we didn't get so many different games, and it was just due to their studios just not really agreeing or thinking like things were gonna work. Like they just pulled the curtain on it. And a part of me feels like, okay, maybe the genuinity, they're not trying to scam people out of it and just force games like with services or whatever years ago. But no, they just scrapped the project. So we're gonna go ahead and react to this right now because I think this is huge, because this is a definitive, absolute answer as to why we didn't get Agent. We all speculated for years. Now let's go ahead and watch this. And let's not waste no time. So let's get it. Shout out to Lex Friedman podcast. He has like a 2-hour podcast for anybody who's interested. But certainly, man, great fucking podcast too.
Other game ideas you considered while at Rockstar and afterwards you didn't go with? So like Worlds, I don't know, pirate games. I mean, what I would love to see the
pirate games is interesting.
Options.
Never thought a lot about a pirate game. Yeah. My son is obsessed by that game, Sea of Thieves, at the moment. So he's constantly saying, do a pirate game. Haven't really thought about it too much. We worked a lot on multiple.
Sea of Thieves is not a bad game. It just had a terrible launch window. Terrible launch.
Never came together.
It's the Agent,
and it had about 5 different iterations.
So good.
I don't think it works. I concluded.
Oh man.
And I keep thinking about it sometimes.
It could have been like the Getaway game. I played it once, like at the beginning, and you guys flamed me for how ass I was. But that was generational right there. For those who don't know the Getaway, I wish I could play it right now. If you guys would love to see me like start over on that, only play like the first several missions. But that was generational shit. Like to understand, like your destination, you had to pay attention to when your car auto blinkered. Like, you know, your character would hit the blinker light, so you know you have to make a left here. Also be careful about crashing. And just when your guy would get injured, he has to lean against a wall to heal. Some real generational features and mechanics that I think we would need now. Like, we don't get that today.
Someone's lying in bed thinking about it. And I've concluded as what makes them really good as film stories makes them not work as video games, or it needs to do it in a different way as a video game.
So if it works as a film but not a game, you can't really like put that project together. And that's what happens with a lot of these movies that become video games. Like the Chronicles of Riddick, I heard was actually pretty decent, but like the Fast and Furious games suck balls. You know what I'm saying? Like
it would be hypothetically set in 1970s Cold War era.
That was one of the versions.
What? Let me go back on that.
In 1970s Cold War era.
That was one. A
1970s agent game.
We had so many different versions of this game. We worked on so many different teams.
But it would be more geopolitical, like espionage.
Oh, espionage on some like fucking 007 type shit, but in the 70s.
And assassinations,
like
Hitman, huh?
I don't know what it would have been because we never got it enough to even doing a proper story on it. We're doing the early work as you get the world up and running. It never really found its feet in either of them. And I sort of think I know why.
Why? What the hell?
Because one of those films, they're very, very frenetic.
I just said 007. Was it Casino Royale? Oh no, this is Skyfall. Forgive me. Look, I didn't watch all of them. I don't know which one is this or whatever. You guys in the comments, y'all let me know. I will say, I think the reason why so many people were invested in this for years and years, wondering what the hell happened, was because how much people respect and love Rockstar games. Anything they're going to put out, people are going to be so interested. Oh my God, what you're going to put out? Because when Red Dead came out, at first, it was like it did its thing, and then all of a sudden it took off. And they got extremely big. Even the online for Red Dead Online was fucking phenomenal. So that could be a case of it too. So
and they beat. You know, you've got to go here and save the world. You've got to go there and stop that person being killed and then save the world. And
the movie's on the bottom right, the name of them. Okay.
Does have moments like that when the story comes together. But for large portions, it's a lot kind of looser and you're just hanging out. And you're just doing what you want. Freedom, and I want to go over here and do what I want, and I want to go over and do what you want.
Like open
and
world.
That's why it works well being a criminal, because you fundamentally don't have anyone telling you what to do. And we try and create external agency through these people kind of forcing you into the story at times. But as a spy, that doesn't really work because you have to be against the clock. So I think for me, I question if you can even make a good open world spy game.
It didn't have to be open world though. Like that's the thing. I get it, Rockstar. Dan. Like, I get it. Y'all really the juggernaut to this online shit. So I guess your pride, ego, your purpose, and your quality was like, we set the ground rules, we set the boundaries, we set what the it is. You know what I mean? And we know how to make an open world game. But truth be told, you didn't have to do an open world game. Same thing with the Mafia series. None of them had to be open world. Their open world was ass. It was beautiful, but ass. None of them needed to be open world. There was nothing to do open world other than running into like civilians and just seeing shitty dialogue. You could have made that linear. That's why that Mafia Old Country, it had a big open world, but with linear patterns and paths and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you didn't have to do. Damn.
So interesting. So you have
and who knows? Maybe at the time that the game would have came out linear, the fans would have probably rejected it and been upset that it ain't open world. That's another thing too we're not taking account for. Like, fans have been always finicky and weird and all this other shit for years. So people would have probably fucking rage baited and did all this craziness and made it seem like, oh, it's not open world, it's trash. There was weird phases in gaming in the last 10 to 15 years, so I wouldn't put it past, bro.
Be able to ride around the car and listen to the radio.
And cruise about.
Or ride a horse and just look at nature.
Wow.
So lots of things would work as open world games, but I don't know if a spy does.
That's brilliantly put. But to me, there's such a espionage and assassinations and the geopolitical international context is so interesting. But you're right. I just want to listen to what is it, Laszlo and
well, you can't. You've got to save the world, and so you need this time.
Yeah, but you don't, man. That's such a missed opportunity.
Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting.
And then we played around with a knights concept that was knights and sort of trying to do a version of a mythological game.
Motherfucker. I love mythological shit. I love medieval times. I love mythologies and shit. You mean to tell me Agent could have taken a path of being a myth game? You gotta be shitting me. What the hell? That's like Call of Duty. For those who don't know, there was a Call of Duty like Greek Olympia type game, Spartan game that was supposed to be made. It got canceled. It got canceled so that they could all help work on fucking shitty ass, I think, World War II or some shit.
That idea, but never went very far with it.
Or Modern Warfare 3, I forgot which one.
Really far back in history.
Yeah, it would have to go. It never got to writing any of it. Just did some backstory and played around with a few ideas. But it was it's always something I thought I would never do, and then kind of fell in love with it a little bit.
Damn it, man! Yo, shout out to Lex, man. You got a fucking interview with Dan Houser. God damn it, that's just huge, bitch. That's huge, man. That hurts me, man. We could have gotten a medieval, mythological style agent game on some Assassin's Creed shit, if you ask me. That could have been crazy. A mythological or whatever time period, that could have been on some like Assassin's Creed type shit. Without having to like the idea of going back in time as like whatever current. You could have just placed somebody in a certain time and then they doing shit or change the topic. There's just too much, man. There's just so much you could have done. And then we get Mind's Eye, which the concept for Mind's Eye is fantastic. The story in it was fantastic with the cutscenes. The gameplay, it lacks so much. You could see Dan Houser, the creative abilities that he got with the story writing and everything going together. But as far as like he could have made Black Mirror. Mind's Eye was one of the games that was in his creative world, but that world was like mixed with NFTs. So it was badly perceived for those who don't know. And so being that an NFTs fell off the grid, he scrapped a lot of it, which means we got a large portion of a video game. We got like a good 7 to 10 hours, I believe that game is. I'm not sure. Or even maybe shorter than that. I'm not sure. But that was supposed to be one of many different types of games in that game. So if that game looked that way and like, I guess the story was like that, imagine like 7 other ones. That could have made the game's premise way better because we would have realized that it's like very small games, mini games that look that big. But being that was its own game, it just fell off. It wasn't really good. But yo, man, let me know what you guys think. That right there is a gut punch. Agent, we now know what happened to Agent, Rockstar's Agent game. We assumed like there was way more in development. They really couldn't get that shit off the map yet. They couldn't even get like the script finished. Like that's too early. But I guess once it hit the streets that there was an Agent game being developed by them, the shit was like crack, bro. We just needed it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Other videos on the way today, because there's some other stuff that's been going on in the gaming stuff. And then I got some walkthrough videos for y'all that y'all been having fun watching. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. God bless. And I'll catch you on another one. Peace.